news, with migration particularly the topic of debate and a fiery debate. But we're now also getting from Downing Street this indication that Rishi Sunak is looking at all those promises he made during that leadership campaign back in the summer. Does that mean we could be getting more U-turns on policy coming through the pipeline?
Yes, I think it does, and I think that'll be real fodder for Labour over the weeks ahead. I spoke to one Rishi Sunak ally who made the interesting point that as Rishi Sunak lost the leadership election over the summer, he doesn't actually have a mandate to enact any of the policies which he promised then. What he does have a mandate to enact are those promises made in the 2019 general election. So I think what we can expect to see is Rishi Sunak reverting to a lot of those policies that we saw promised in the 2019 election. More generally, I think this is an interesting indication of what we can expect from a Rishi Sunak government. We had the last 3 or 4 Conservative Prime Ministers, from David Cameron, really, Theresa May, Boris Johnson, Liz Truss, all stood on the steps of Downing Street and made a promise to sort of reinvent Britain in their own image. Rishi Sunak, so far, is doing something very different. He stood on the steps of Downing Street and sort of promised to keep going, to manage the party's finances, to get everything back in control. I think what we're going to see here is a very cautious Prime Minister who keeps the party in order and is more of a manager than a leader, perhaps.
And is it also perhaps an early warning of the pain that we might see on November the 17th with that autumn statement, that perhaps we are going to see pretty eye-watering tax rises and spending cuts too?
Yes, because quite interestingly, what the Prime Minister's spokesperson said is that why the team will be reviewing all of those promises made over the summer is that it might not be the time. I think we can infer from that the economic picture is looking pretty bleak, as we all knew already. So those promises which amounted to spending money will probably be shelved. We're hearing that the Prime Minister has got to fill a £50 billion hole in public finances. That might be a little bit of an overstatement, because we know that at this time before a statement, the Chancellor and Prime Minister are in sort of expectation management mode, but we do know that there is a big hole in the nation's finances, and already Jeremy Hunt and Rishi Sunak are laying the groundwork for big tax rises, including stealth tax rises, corporation tax rises, and of course cuts to public spending, which will be very unpalatable in the House of Commons.